Hi there, here we are in Tatton's walled orchard. Weather not so clever, it's been pouring down all morning. We've had rain, ice, snow, you name it. We've had it for the last 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks. There are certain jobs you can't put off any longer, and one of them is the pruning of fruit. And it's really got to be done now. It's got to be done before we get it into the time when the sap is running, the buds are swelling, and that's really a matter of just weeks away. So regardless of the weather, we just got to get out and do it. And what we're going to talk about now is some of the essential winter pruning of top fruit. Here I am stood beside a goblet-trained apple tree, looking at doing some of the winter pruning, which is the essential thinning of the spur networks. It's the removal of dead, diseased, dying and crossing wood, and basically getting the thing into good fruiting shape for the coming season. Now, one of the basic principles and one of the most important principles to think of with winter pruning and with summer pruning is the golden rule is winter pruning will promote growth and summer pruning will retard growth. Now, what I'm doing here is trying to look at the overall shape of the tree, trying to think about how much light and air is getting in there, which is essential for both pollination and for the ripening of fruit, and also for the prevention of diseases like mildew. So it's looking at that, looking at the overall picture of the tree, and some of the essential jobs of heading back some of these lateral growths, some of these growths that come from the side of the tree, heading them back to eliminate less productive wood and bring about some of the breaking of some of the buds lower down on these lateral growths. So if I get cracking now and just show you some of the things that I'll be taking out of this tree and why I'll be taking them out, and looking at keep looking at the tree, standing back all the time, looking at how and why we're removing stuff. So the first thing I'm going to go for is some of the crossing wood. The crossing wood will open wounds up, introduce things like canker, look for diseased wood and remove that. Same principles apply when it comes to nice clean cuts with nice sharp secateurs. Each time you move from tree to tree as well, wiping each set of secateurs after each apple tree to prevent any disease crossing over to new wounds. So using things like something like an alcohol spray or an alka wipe from a first aid kit, perfect for getting rid of disease and spores. So where do we start? We're looking at some of this crossing wood here. Now that, with a bit of wind behind it, it's going to start waggling around, opening wounds up, introducing disease into this tree. So what I want to do is remove that altogether. I think I can do it with secateurs. I'll remove anything thicker than, say, your finger. It's time for the saw, but this I can do with secateurs. So a nice, neat cut, and I think we should remove that altogether like that. We're looking at wood that's going into the centre of the tree because I want this nice open vase shape. I'm looking into the tree now. I'm looking at this here that's growing inwards. I really should think we should be concentrating wood that's going to be pointing outwards. So what I'm going to do is be quite drastic, is take that down to about 3 buds. Buds you can see, but it's better to feel the buds as well. So I'm cutting down to about 3 buds here, probably 1, 2, 3. But what I want to do is choose an outward facing bud. I don't want another bud to break and go inside. So remember, the harder I cut, the more this will grow. And this is where the summer pruning comes in later in the season. Taking that down to about 3. What's going to happen now is all those buds are going to break, and that's when we do the summer prune and take them back down to 1 or 2 buds to start producing this short stubby network that we call fruit spurs, and that's where all the fruit lies. And again, this whole principle of winter pruning is to produce side growths or laterals that will then be summer pruned back to produce this short stubby network of fat buds as opposed to thin buds that will then produce your fruit. Now I'll get this one done and I can move on to the next one. Just about finished that. Removed some of the old spurs, reduced some of the lateral growth. All about introducing light and air into the tree, and pretty much you know when you've finished and there's a good healthy tree in front of you when you can throw your cap through it.